Even the scientific basis of the sustainable development goals are being questioned by some big countries. Sustainable development is really a journey, but a different kind of journey. That is not a starting point and finish. It's a process. So France has started that journey quite some time ago. It has been, as you know, at the initiative of the Paris Agreement back in 2015 on climate change. And ever since, it has been working very hard to develop its own strategy towards 2030. If you look at the global rankings, France, I think, is now number 5 after countries like Finland, Denmark, Sweden, Germany, and then it's France. France is the country which has the highest proportion of clean energy, green energy with nuclear electricity. 85% of France's electricity is produced through nuclear, so it's decarbonized. You also may know that we are probably the country that spends the most on social security and social safety nets that are part of what we call the French model. There's a government policy to encourage families by tax deductions or some benefits. Of course, there are many challenges, financial challenges to sustain such a model on the long term, and this is also part of the political debate right now in France. This journey, as we mentioned, is not without obstacles or problems. I think the first one is to get people's acceptance. Having a more sustainable economy or way of life means that you have to change some of your habits, like the way you use your car for transport, or the way you consume energy. So I think we still have now to maybe educate people on how to be more sustainable. You have to keep making people understand why this is done and what are the benefits. There may be a short-term economic loss or a change of way of life, but in the mid-term or longer term, it's good for the country and also for the population. We know that there is an interest for the French model, especially nuclear industry. Is workable here in Thailand? There's probably a public acceptance issue, but we have gone through that, so we are ready to share our experience. And one example could be also in the aviation sector, what we call sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, and we have some French companies like Airbus or others that are very much involved in discussions here with Thai companies to introduce more SAF. I could also mention maybe 2 other important projects. The first one, which has been a flagship project by the French Development Agency. They have been working very actively on a project called FIN for Bio, Finance for Biodiversity, working with the private sector here to make them understand that having a strong focus on nature-based solutions is good for the planet also, but it's also good for their business, because otherwise some of the business will just disappear if there is a loss of biodiversity or if nature suffers too much. Another example is what, again, the French Development Agency is doing with BMA, with the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration on smart cities, on air quality. So they have a big project with the Asian Development Bank and other funding institutions to fund a very important, significant project on flood management here in the country. Also last year, I signed with the Ministry of the Environment and Natural Resources a kind of memorandum of understanding or a letter of intent to enhance our dialogue on the environment, species protection and biodiversity. And we are quite happy with that dialogue. You have very good people working there, very committed, very interested in cooperating with us. I think that Thailand and France are two countries we still believe strongly in the multilateral system, which is also, as you know, under attack these days. So we are happy to work with Thailand on defending and promoting any multilateral solutions to all these common challenges.